Disclaimer, I'm really fucking mad and I'm saying stuff that may or may not be true, so take everything with a grain of salt, okay? Bye.
Well, I don't know. Maybe his brother.
You want to fight Logan? I'll kill you, Mike.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timber.
Hello everyone, it's just Daryl here, and today I really want to talk about the whole Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight thing because I gotta say, I watched that shit live and I regret every second of it and I didn't even pay for it. It's a good thing this wasn't pay-per-view because a lot of people who watched this shit probably could have had some compensation sent their way with all the fucking brain damage they received watching this fight. Sure, it was hosted on Netflix and if you already had a subscription you could watch it anyways, but like holy shit dude, I felt like I got a shotgun enema and they took my wallet and ran the fuck. You can tell that throughout the whole thing it was just scripted to be entire shit. One of the fights was robbed and the end fight was literally just scripted to happen the way it did. With the fucking Logan Paul fight thing teased at the end, you could tell Netflix just poked their little dick inside the contract and was like, you know what, we should probably make it to where we get another one because it isn't even started yet and we're already making a fuck ton of money. Here I am before the fight watching all of his like training footage and sparring footage and he was looking like he's doing pretty well, but then come the fight he can't even throw a single fucking punch for 6 rounds straight. It'd be different if, like, throughout the whole fight he was getting his ass beat, but he was literally weaving like Goku on fucking Ultra Instinct. Now, granted, he did get hit a lot, but, like, Jesus Christ, there were moments where he literally just completely avoided them. And, like, mind you, he's 58 years old. Jake Paul should genuinely be embarrassed that he couldn't knock out a 58-year-old man in 8 rounds, unless, of course, it was scripted, like I said, which would make a lot of sense considering they both came out of it looking relatively fine. Which, by the way, I call utter bullshit in, because with him being 58 years old, he was either going to get his ass beat, or being Mike Tyson, he'd beat Jake Paul's ass. So, like, how did neither of those outcomes happen? I'm just saying, that's a little fishy. How the fuck is Jake Paul gonna go around claiming he's a real boxer when he can't knock out a guy who's nearly in his 60s and wearing a literal knee brace in the middle of the fucking boxing match? Are you serious? This whole fight was just so hard to watch, it genuinely just feels like parody at this point. It's actually insane how we got to this point. And here I am an entire ass day later just so mad about it still because it was just entire bullshit to watch. It was a waste of literally 3 hours of my life. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong or just ignorant about this because I sort of am to an extent, but like we need to be allowed to see the fucking contract that went on in the background because this is insane. There is no way this fight was real. It just doesn't even look real. It looks entirely fake. That or Mike Tyson literally has undiagnosed dementia because he's literally walking around like Joe fucking Biden. Dude looked so incredibly lost throughout most of the match that it was honestly insane. I couldn't tell if he was just confused or if he was just trying to throw the fight because he wasn't allowed to win. And mind you, I see people on Twitter who are talking about how, oh, good for Mike Tyson. He went on for 8 rounds. That's really impressive. I don't really give a fuck about, you know, Mike Tyson doing good because, again, this man, people forget very often, is not a really good person anyway. He has literally forced himself onto women in the past. And mind you, he wasn't even seen as innocent. He was convicted for it and served time for it. And I see people talking about how he's genuinely sorry. Well, you know, I hate to tell people this, but that doesn't really change shit about what happened. The victim has to live with it for the rest of her life. And mind you, I don't like Jake Paul that much. I think he's a pretty shitty person too. But that none of the stuff he has done literally compares to what Mike Tyson has done throughout his whole life. So saying you want him to win is literally fucking insane. Maybe Jake Paul has like some case that was proven true, but like I really don't care enough to look into that. That's not my job. I'm just here to be mad right now. But regardless, why are you like cheering for either side to win? They're both terrible and they win either way because they both make money. Though Jake Paul, like reputation-wise, he loses either way because he either beat up an old man, tied against an old man, or, you know, lost against an old man. And hell, it's even worse that he, you know, won, especially since he didn't even knock him out. It's just crazy that the fight right before it was 10 times more, like, entertaining and actually felt real because there was a headbutt, there was literally skin hanging off of someone's fucking eyebrow. It was insane, dude. That fight was so enthralling to watch. But the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson one literally felt like I was watching 2 children duel with chopsticks in a fucking nursery. And the worst part is, the fight that I really liked, it was robbed because the girl who headbutted the other one won. Which, like, no, she shouldn't have won. She headbutted the other one. That literally can fuck you up to a degree in which you're not able to fight anymore, and they kept going. And if you watch the match itself, I could give you a whole goddamn slideshow of why I think the judges are just on ketamine or some shit. Don't even get me started on Logan Paul's ass, that cringy ass fucking, I'm gonna kill you, Mike Tyson. Like, no, you're not, dude. You're literally not going to. Because he's not even going to try in that fight. You guys are just going to walk back and forth in the ring, and no one's going to want to watch it because that shit is boring. Hell, to this day, Logan Paul is bragging about fighting Floyd Mayweather when the guy wasn't even trying. It was a fake fight that just make him look good and make him feel better about himself. That's literally what that fight was, and he's still bragging about it. You didn't even like rig it to be a win either. You just had it be a tie because obviously Floyd Mayweather doesn't want to get a fucking loss to Logan Paul. because, you know, he was really just there for the money. That's all this really is. It's all about the money, like literally. If Mike Tyson was not like a bad guy in general and he was squeaky clean, I would still say fuck him because he accepted it. I can't help but wonder why people haven't called his integrity into question because of that shit. He didn't do it to prove that anyone can go back into the ring or even to prove anything to himself. He did it to line his fat fucking pocket. I see people everywhere just saying how inspiring it is how he like performed in that, and I just gotta say, how are you inspired? He didn't do anything. Like the first 2 rounds he was okay, but for the rest of it, it was just terrible. He didn't even do anything. It was sad. It was literally fucking elder abuse. And you know, he's 58 years old, so it is kind of impressive that he'd go in at all, but like, he didn't go in for the reasons people think he did. It was just to get money. Literally, that was it. It wasn't brave, because I'm willing to bet they both signed on that neither one of them would get knocked out, and you could really tell just watching it because Jake didn't go for it once. And sure, it's bad faith to be saying all of this without any real proof, but like, what the hell else am I supposed to assume watching that? Like, everyone else could come to the same conclusion. All I can really say up to this point is that, like, if the Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson fight happens, I'm not gonna watch that. No one should watch that. If you watch that, I'm sorry, but you're just waiting for an outcome that's not even going to occur, dude. Like, it's not. There's not gonna be a fight. It's not gonna be real. It's just gonna be for the money. I don't know about you, but I feel like we really need to call into question about hosting matches and not disclosing that they're not going to be real. Because let's be honest, that should not be allowed. When you watch WWE, you're going in with the idea that it's not real. But with boxing, that's not the same thing. You are expecting it to be real. And sure, I very well should have just figured out that the fight wasn't gonna be real from the start. But same time, they didn't ever disclose that, so I had no reason to doubt them from the start. I actually wanted to, you know, have some faith that they'd host like an honest-to-God boxing match. Like, let's be honest, 90% of the people who watched the fight didn't assume it was gonna be fake. They just wanted to watch Jake Paul lose the fight. They wanted to watch him get beat up. If I had bought a Netflix subscription just to watch this fight, I would genuinely be trying to look into false advertising laws right now because, oh my god, we don't have any proof yet, sure, but there is no way. I genuinely do not believe this fight was real for a second. I believe from the very start it was made to be this way. And yeah, I'm exaggerating when I'm talking about false advertising laws and looking into suing them, but you really could make the argument that it was false advertising because it wasn't real. Allegedly, of course, but still, I just have a hard time believing it is not more than that. Like, it drives me nuts that they can lie about it, allegedly, but still make all this money, even though neither of them really came out of this hurt. They were both fine by the end of it. Go look at a before and after image of the fight and you'll see what I'm talking about. They were both completely uninjured. Sure, Jake was a little tired because he bounced around a lot, but that was about it. After you look at that, like the before and after of that fight, look at a before and after of one of the undercard fights. They look really messed up, and they're not as, you know, acclaimed as Jake Paul or Mike Tyson, you know, Iron Mike. Like, I can suspend disbelief for a lot of the other stuff because there's no proof, but just comparing those things alone makes it nearly impossible for me to believe that it wasn't fake, because they didn't even hurt each other, which I would think they would, because they're considered to be better than everyone below them. That is why they're not on the undercard, right? Like, am I wrong? Is it because they're the popular fighter or because they're the most acclaimed fighters? My ignorance of, like, boxing kind of shows here because I am not, like, the most invested boxing fan. I'm more of an MMA guy, but still. I basically got all my anger out just ranting. I know to a degree I am ignorant, in which I would hope people would, you know, let me know, because I do want to move past ignorance when I can. I'm more mad because I think we, as, like, consumers, deserve better. And these entertainers are not here to actually entertain us. They're here to just make us think we were and then take our money. Because, like, it wasn't... I don't believe it was a real fight. Or at the very least, I don't believe there was, like, no incentive for Mike Tyson to just, you know, actually try to win. In fact, I believe there was incentive for him to just take the fall. I'm either going to be proven true or, you know, false as time goes on. Because, you know, I haven't watched many other videos on this. I just wanted to talk about how I felt, because that is all I can really bring that is different here. If I got something wrong, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know as well. I'm open to all of that. After all, this is a discussion, even if it was one-sided to an extent, because, you know, you can't talk back and have me respond live to the video. I hope everyone here has a good day, and I'll see you next time, whether it's a COD video, a video of a different game, or just me suffering or being upset again in general.
On the first cow here, who's got 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 59, 60, 60, 60, 60, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4 now, 4 now, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4 now, half, 4, 4 now, 5, 5, 5, 55, 5 and a half, 5 now, quarter, half and a half, 5, 75 now, 75, 75 now, 75, 75, soldier weight, 65 and a half, 21, Andy Rock, 21, Rockstar, 21.